Welcome to Living History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.
At war's end, General George Gordon Meade stands composed, sword ready, mourning band on his sleeve. From Gettysburg to disbandment, he led the Army of the Potomac longer than any other commander, steady to the last day. It's said Albert Einstein wanted to meet only one Hollywood star, Charlie Chaplin. At the 1931 City Lights premiere, they joked that Chaplin was understood by all without words, while Einstein was admired without being understood. Robert Jarvik spent sleepless nights refining the Jarvik 7 as funding vanished and pressure mounted. In December 1982, it saved time for a dying man and changed cardiac medicine forever. We honor the brave nurses of the 67th Evacuation Hospital in Quignon. Amid war, heat, and chaos, they saved lives with skill and compassion, proving courage is not only found on the battlefield. Deep in the Great Smoky Mountains, 1912. A newlywed couple stands before their hand-built log cabin, poor in comfort, rich in hope, ready to carve a life from timber, soil, and shared resolve. The Graf Zeppelin, 1934. Crewmen crawled across its silver skin mid-Atlantic, repairing a tear in flight. Roped to the hull, they balanced courage and silence above a roaring ocean. August 26, 1920, the 19th Amendment took effect, securing women's right to vote after decades of protest, sacrifice, and courage. Democracy widened because persistence outlasted resistance. Detroit, 1954. In an office break room, women gather around a soup vending machine. Coins drop, steam rises, laughter follows. More than lunch, it's a warm pause in a rigid workday, convenience, camaraderie, and mid-century optimism. Frankie Lee Smiley, a quiet Marine from Miami, served as a combat engineer in Vietnam. Calm under fire, he put duty before himself. Killed in action in 1968, his courage lives on in the lives he saved. Released in 1949, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon stands as a defining Western. John Wayne's Captain Brittles embodies duty, aging honor, and leadership, while the ensemble cast gives the cavalry myth emotional depth and timeless dignity. Once standing watch over the Kentucky River, the Daniel Boone statue marked the Clark-Madison line as a symbol of frontier memory. Restored and moved to College Park, it still echoes Kentucky's pioneer past. Three Western legends shaped the genre beyond heroes. Slim Pickens brought real cowboy grit. Jack Elam added danger and edge, and Gene Evans delivered quiet strength. Together, they made the Old West feel real. Passengers climb aboard Pan Am's Sikorsky S-40 in 1932, stepping into a new era of luxury flight. Spacious cabins and ocean-spanning ambition turned air travel into a symbol of modern progress. Claude Monet stands beside his wife Alice in 1908, a quiet moment behind the canvases. Away from water lilies and light, this image reveals the human calm that shaped his enduring vision. Wounded under fire in Vietnam, PFC Dwayne Williams chose his patrol over his life. When a grenade landed among his Marines, he rolled onto it without hesitation, saving his brothers through ultimate sacrifice. Adam Rayner began life as a dwarf, rejected by the Army for his short height. Years later, a pituitary tumor caused uncontrollable growth, turning him into a giant, the only human known to live as both. Sir Malcolm Campbell stands beside Bluebird, a steel missile on wheels. In 1935, driven by a roaring Rolls-Royce engine, it shattered limits and became the first car to break 300 miles per hour. Opened in 1873, Chicago's Palmer House stood as a symbol of luxury and resilience. By 1922, it had already survived fires, rebuilds, and became a landmark of elegance in a growing city. Known as the Golden 13, 16 black sailors were given half the training time and no support in 1944. All passed with top scores, yet only 13 were commissioned, proving excellence could break barriers, but not erase racism. On a frozen French battlefield in 1944, Wilburn K. Ross stood alone for hours under relentless fire. Refusing to retreat, he held the line, saved his company, and proved how quiet resolve can change history. She was born into wealth, but chose conscience. Nancy Cunard lost her fortune for loving a black musician, then spent everything she had amplifying silenced voices, fighting racism, fascism, and colonial power. Born from factory scraps in 1953, the tater tot was a clever fix for wasted potatoes. Once rejected, a higher price made it premium, turning leftovers into an American comfort food icon. Steve McQueen's Tom Horn, 1980, feels like a quiet goodbye. Sick and slowing, he played an aging gunman facing a West that no longer needed him. Less acting, more acceptance, and dignity in silence. She saved a life on set, and Hollywood buried it. Greer Garson was grace with courage, steel under silk. Piccadilly, 1901. Horse-drawn carriages glide past glowing shop fronts as London steps into a new century, balanced between gaslight tradition and electric modernity. 1967, Ashau Valley. 5 soldiers move quietly through jungle mist, knowing every step could be the last. In this narrow valley, fear, duty, and survival walk side by side. Buddy Guy found his voice by breaking the rules, wiring a broken guitar, turning the amp too loud, and letting the blues scream like real life. That raw sound changed music forever. Alfred Maudsley stands at Chichen Itza in 1900, not as a conqueror, but a careful witness, photographing ruins, mapping temples, and preserving Maya history with patience, precision, and respect for a vanished world. 1797. Above Paris, André-Jacques Gonorat stepped from a balloon into history. His canvas parachute swayed wildly, yet carried him safely down, proving humans could fall from the sky and live, changing aviation forever. November 2nd, 1947. Howard Hughes shocked critics by lifting the massive wooden H-4 Hercules into the air. The spruce goose flew only once, but proved the impossible could fly, and silenced an entire world of doubt. Judy Lynn Del Rey reshaped science fiction and fantasy by trusting bold ideas others dismissed. From Star Wars to modern fantasy publishing, her vision proved imagination could change culture and last forever. It was August 1969. Days before his legendary comeback, Elvis sat quietly beside Priscilla at Barbra Streisand's show. Not a king, just a man, gathering calm and courage before history called him back to the stage. In 1952, a con man was arrested after claiming he could sell the Tower of London. With forged papers and bold confidence, he tried to profit from Britain's most famous fortress, until reality and police caught up. Through poverty, segregation, fame, and loss, Katherine Jackson endured. She raised 10 children, nurtured unseen talent, protected her family from the spotlight, and stood strong even after burying her sons. Her legacy is quiet strength. January 27, 1945. Soviet troops enter Auschwitz, and the truth becomes undeniable. On Holocaust Remembrance Day, we honor 6 million Jewish lives and millions more lost. And we remember, so the silence never returns. 1893, Malone, New York. A general store doubles as a farm equipment hub. Plows, wagons, and seed beside flour and cloth. This crossroads fueled rural life, where trade, talk, and tools powered a community's daily rhythm. Her family said she'd never be more than a servant. But in 1786, Caroline Herschel turned her telescope skyward and discovered a comet. In that instant, she claimed a place among astronomers and changed science forever. In 1888, Benjamin Harrison lost the popular vote but won the presidency by building a wider national coalition. His victory showed how the Electoral College rewards broad support, not just raw numbers. In 1920s Tokyo, Hachiko waited every day at Shibuya Station for a master who never returned. For 9 years, his loyalty never faded, turning a simple dog into a timeless symbol of devotion. In the early 1900s, lakes and rivers didn't stop adventurous cyclists. The amphibocycle combined bicycle and boat, letting riders pedal straight from land onto water, proof that even then, people dreamed of freedom without detours. In January 1967, Apollo 1 ended in tragedy during a ground test. A sudden fire inside the oxygen-filled capsule took the lives of Grissom, White, and Chaffee, forever changing NASA's approach to safety and spaceflight. Premiering in 1975, Barney Miller turned a small NYC squad room into smart, humane comedy, using sharp dialogue and character-driven humor to explore policing, bureaucracy, and social issues with rare realism. During the Great Depression, migrant families bartered cherished belongings just to keep moving. This 1933 moment shows a father trading a small clock for fuel, time, memory, and dignity, exchanged for a few more miles of hope. Corporal Matthew Ty Snook gave his life protecting others, pushing a co-worker to safety before being fatally shot. A devoted husband, father, and trooper, he is remembered for courage, duty, and quiet heroism. New York, 1889. Horse-drawn carriages crowd muddy streets as iron skyscrapers rise. Gas lamps glow at dusk, newsboys shout headlines, and the city hums with ambition, immigration, and the promise of a modern age. Spring 1971. This convoy rolls toward Tay Ninh through dust and heat. Steel, sweat, and silence move together on a long road, carrying soldiers who knew each mile could change everything. October 8, 1970. Philadelphia radio legend Georgie Woods, the guy with the goods, commands the WDASAM mic, shaping soul, sound, and culture with a voice that moved a city. June 1922. People stretch out in warm sunshine, hats tipped low, time moving slower. Between war and modern rush, these quiet moments capture a generation learning how to breathe again. Vancouver, 1904. People pause before a towering redwood in Stanley Park, dwarfed by its age and silence. The photo captures awe, scale, and a moment when nature still felt endless. Pancho Villa stands with fellow revolutionaries, rifles close and eyes fixed on history ahead. This image captures the raw defiance of the Mexican Revolution, men bound by danger, loyalty, and a vision of change. 1943, Cornwall. Dorothy Crouch, just 21, assembles mortar bombs while her husband serves at sea, one of countless women powering victory from the home front. 1918, Wall Street. Charlie Chaplin steps before 20,000 people, not to perform, but to persuade, using fame to sell Liberty bonds as America fought a war that demanded belief as much as money. March 5, 1953. The massive freighter Marine Angel squeezed through the Chicago River, 600 feet long, just 7 inches of clearance per side, an unforgettable feat of precision in the heart of the city. The Cincinnati Kid shows Steve McQueen at peak cool, a young poker prodigy facing the old guard. With Edward G. Robinson brilliant and a legendary final hand, it's a classic of tension. April 1919, New York City. Crowds flood the streets for the Victory Loan Parade, celebrating the war's end and urging bond purchases. Flags wave, bands play, and a tired nation gathers hope amid triumph.
Thanks for watching. I'm always hunting for lost photos and untold stories. Got a time period in mind? Let me know in the comments.